If you're watching this, you're probably wondering whether Parallels Desktop is really worth buying in 2025, especially with all the Black Friday promotions popping up everywhere. So I spent time actually using it to see if it's a real deal or just a clever trap that pulls you into another subscription. Let me start with what Parallels Desktop does well, because there's a reason so many people talk about it. If you want the easiest way to run Windows on a Mac without rebooting, Parallels is still the smoothest option. Setup is incredibly simple. You install the app, click a button, and suddenly you've got Windows running in a window like it's just another Mac app. Drag and drop works, copy and paste works, and even the small details like shared folders and file previews feel almost natural. Performance is surprisingly good too, especially if you're using an Apple Silicon Mac. Everyday apps, browsing, office work, coding tools, all of that runs more smoothly than you'd expect in a virtual machine. And if you switch into coherence mode, Windows apps blend into your Mac desktop so well that you sometimes forget which system you're using. But here's where things get more complicated. Parallels pushes subscriptions pretty aggressively. A lot of people buy the software thinking it's a one-time purchase, only to discover later that essential updates require renewing the subscription. And if you're not paying attention, that auto-renew can surprise you. Once you're locked into that yearly cycle, it stops feeling like a great deal and starts feeling like another bill you didn't really plan for. There's also the fact that running a virtual machine takes real power. If your Mac doesn't have enough RAM, or if you're trying to run multiple heavy apps, the system can slow down. Fans spin up, battery drains faster, and you'll notice the strain during more demanding tasks. It's not unusable, but it's definitely something people don't always consider before buying. Another thing worth mentioning is stability. Most of the time, Parallels work smoothly, but every time macOS gets a major update, there's a chance something breaks. That's when you have to wait for Parallels to patch things, and during that period, certain features might act glitchy. It's not a deal breaker, but it's part of the experience. And of course, if your goal is high-end gaming or heavy 3D work, Parallels is not a full desktop replacement. It handles lighter games fine, but anything that needs serious GPU power won't perform the way you'd expect. So, is Parallels Desktop a Black Friday trap or a real deal? Honestly, it depends on your expectations. If you need an efficient, convenient way to run Windows apps on a Mac, especially for work or productivity, it genuinely delivers. In that sense, it's absolutely a real deal. But if you're hoping for a cheap, one-time purchase or expecting it to replace a full Windows PC, you're going to be disappointed. In short, Parallels Desktop is great at what it's designed for, but it's not magic. If you go in with the right expectations, it's worth it. If not, you might feel like you got pulled into another subscription cycle.